Welcome to Couple Reviews, where dying for love is the only way to solve racism. If you haven't seen many of my videos before, I usually have a script, but this is the second video I've done in this style where I just watch the movie and comment on it as I go. The first time was Strange Magic. I think that went pretty well, even though the movie was terrible. Also, I usually wear sunglasses in my videos, but since these have to go on, that means these have to go off, unfortunately. So today we're reviewing West Side Story, the Steven Spielberg version. Heard some good things about the remake, so we're gonna see what my take on it is. So I haven't seen this is gonna be my first time watching the new version, and I haven't seen the old movie in a long time. And I only remember bits and pieces of it, like small little fragments is what I remember from the old movie. So a lot of this is going to be kind of new to me, well, new again to me, I guess. I know the basics of the story though. It's basically a musical Romeo and Juliet, but with a Caucasian and a Latin gang. By the way, if you're new here, what I actually do is I review couples, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. You probably got that from the title of the video, but just making sure. Well, that's a relief. I thought a nuclear bomb went off. Is this how they think tough guys act?
You're in New York now. You got a problem, you call the cops. You can't play big cops yourselves. We call the cops, you show up in another house. You never got one easy way. Putas. Mess up our stores and our streets.
Listen, I get confused when you say our street scene, how these streets
are.
And you're in the way.
Thank you, that was bothering me. Should I have worn the red shirt today? It seems like I'm supposed to be siding with him. Like I said, I don't really remember much, so I might have miscoordinated with the teams there. Hang on. This never works, but I'm gonna try it. Whenever you turn on English subtitles, you never actually translate the stuff you want to translate.
To you.
They're clearly setting up the Jets as the worst gang in the... What's the other gang's name? Hang on. Wait, do they not have a gang name? So it's clear that the Jets are like the bad guys and the Latinos are the good guys in this scenario. But I like how the Jets at least stick out for each other like that. Where they went back for like one guy was being beaten up.
Well, that's gonna scar, buddy boy.
Oh, you think so?
Frankenstein.
I like how they take pride in the scars. Yeah, like they're the worst gang, but they got redeeming qualities, so I like that.
I swear on what's holy, it is just girls, sipping punch, music,
And sharks.
and the spicks,
And a
right?
rumble.
Which all you gotta
sharks?
do,
You're on your
is
own.
let me haggle over the terms of
You
the
don't
rumble.
need
You
me
know how
helping
I
you
get. I
screw
will
up your
start
life.
running
Yes,
and-
sharks. They kept calling them just Puerto Ricans.
You are...
I married a gringo. He thinks that makes me a gringa, which it don't.
Interracial marriage became legal in 1967. Mid-50s. So how did this happen? Hang on, we'll get to the bottom of this, don't worry. Okay, so unless the information I found is inaccurate, interracial marriages became legal in New York in 1946. It was just in 1967 when everywhere in America it had to be legal. So either they were married illegally or they've only been married for a few years. Looks great.
Mi vida.
Sí, traiga. Speak English. Ahorra tus chavitos, fancy pants.
And so she has to speak English, but you don't. Maybe she just doesn't need practice. Can she not afford to get her own belts?
The boys think I'm a kid. You are a kid, kiddo.
I thought they said cade. I was like, what's a cade? Is that a Spanish word? This ain't kid.
Maria needs to meet smart guys like you.
Let me join the Sharks.
Ay, muchacho, not this again.
Por favor, let me help you
No.
protect our people. Let me do
You
like
keep
you do.
out of that. Stupid. We gotta do it, but it's stupid.
He said that she doesn't want someone who does the gang feuding thing. I can't tell if that's ironic or fitting, since the guy she ends up with is kind of a jet, but kind of not. It took me a second to realize what he was doing there. He was sniffing it to see if there's any alcohol in it. I would argue that that wasn't really racist, because there's a bunch of teenagers there that's probably a good idea to make sure they're not drinking. However, he should probably do some sniffing with the white kids too, to keep things equal. Interesting how they're using such an unpleasant beat. Normally musical would try to have all music be good, but this is like intentionally bad for the sake of matching what's going on screen. It's interesting.
Pretty girls wanting to dance, and all you can think of is to beat up on each other.
Thank you, officer.
Was it normal to have police at a school dance like this? It makes sense in this context because these two groups cannot be in the same place at the same time without a fight happening. I would kind of buy it if there were police officers at school dances back then, if they were interracial like that. Let's talk about the big difference between the West Side Story and Romeo and Juliet, which this is inspired by. In the original Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare actually didn't invent Romeo and Juliet, he just did his version, but anyway. In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, they never really give a reason why the Capulets and the Montagues have any beef with each other. They're never given a reason to hate each other to make the hatred seem more irrational. So their conflict isn't really about anything. In West Side Story, the conflict is obviously about something. It's about race, and deeper than that, it's about like one culture coming into this area and the existing culture being uncomfortable with these other thing there. I feel like their neighborhood is being taken over by outsiders, so it is about something. And obviously you don't need to hold true to everything in the original version of Romeo and Juliet. You'd be pretty limited in your options if you did have to stick to everything.
Be nice to each other. Give us some hope.
This is the smartest guy we've seen so far.
Back to your true feral
And
selves.
lost.
Now.
I should have worn my red shirt and white coat today. I have a matching white pair of pants, should have worn that too. Now I match the Jets, that's gonna look bad in the thumbnail. Please tell me we're not actually setting up a love triangle here. If you're new to this channel, hello, I made a video called All Love Triangles Are Bad. If you're going to do love at first sight, you have to have some personality shining through in the first sight. She was showing enough personality in that first sight. He's not, though. He's just sort of staring stoically, so he's not really showing enough personality. Unless she just likes the lack of personality or lack of energy. I get that Romeo and Juliet just liked each other because of their good looks, but just because Shakespeare did it, that doesn't mean it's good.
You're tall.
Yeah, I know. You're not.
I'm a Puerto Rican.
You just figuring that out?
And down here I wasn't sure.
Is that okay? And I'm not?
I don't know. I've never seen you before. This is my first time dancing in New York City, so tell me. Is it okay?
Not much I can do about it. Sorry. You just...
Yeah, she's going really fast there. That was quick. How long was that? It was about 3 minutes, give or take. Okay, well, I mean, we're 41 minutes into this movie, but we got almost 2 hours left to go, so proportionately speaking, that wasn't very long. When I say that was quick, I mean in relation to when they first saw each other, but it did take a while for them to first see each other. We've gone on a long time so far. Thankfully, you have a long time left.
What are you going with that system?
Come on, we're all Americans, right?
Okay, you're smartest one again.
María, ¿te quieres quedar o te llevo a la casa?
Gracias por bailar conmigo.
Poor guy, you didn't need
Thank you
to
for
do
the
that to him.
dance.
That's kind of cold-blooded that she kissed him while she was out on a date with him. She was smiling at him earlier. She was encouraging that. She sort of... They should have had him be more of a jerk and then have her reject him before she went back with the... Before she went back with Tony. He seemed like a nice guy. He didn't deserve that.
Black and white? Hey, come on, man.
So Tony seems to be the first Jet to not do bros before hoes. I didn't comment on this, but in the opening sequence, there's like two guys who were ditching their girls to go hang out with the Jets. But Tony blew off the Jets because of the girl.
Your friendly friend. What about it? I'll see him tomorrow night.
Make your ass.
Tell him, Tony. Don't. I look forward to it.
I've heard this song before, but I didn't realize until now it's sort of going against the speech from Romeo and Juliet where they were saying a rose by any other name would smell as just as sweet or whatever. Now he's talking about how sweet her name is. But yeah, it's like what the person puts into the name, not the name itself. Okay, so maybe it's not going against it. It's just like the name is sweet because of the person, not the person is sweet because of the name. I didn't comment on this earlier, didn't think to. He's not racist from the beginning of the movie. Arguably might have been more meaningful if he went from being a racist to a non-racist, but maybe that would have taken too much time. I mean, they met each other like 38 minutes into the movie as it is. Well, we do know that he might have been racist before he went to prison.
Meet me on the corner.
No, ¿cómo supiste dónde vivo?
Let's meet on the,
No, tú no puedes estar aquí.
What's that mean?
It means go away.
Most people just say, I don't speak Spanish. He says, what does that mean? That's an interesting detail. Like he's actually trying to communicate. He's not telling him to stop trying to communicate. With the other characters, they say, they just said, I don't speak Spanish. Like they're just not trying to communicate. That's interesting.
Tienes que, please, you have to go. No.
I would like this guy's style if it wasn't for the fact that she said no. Nice.
Well, that's against the law. You ought to report that.
Okay, I will. Now, please go. Or something bad will happen if you
Run away with me.
Maybe tomorrow I'll run away with you.
Just because Shakespeare did it, that doesn't make it okay. They needed something between one conversation and dance together and let's run away together.
Tomorrow? Where?
Are you seriously talking about running
Can't
away
see
together?
What?
You gotta see me tomorrow. Nobody else. Only me.
That's not healthy. You have to have other people in your lives. That's not good. I was loving the movie until these two started their craziness. Now I'm sort of taken down a bit. And it's ironic considering that their relationship is the main thing in this movie. Why am I able to apply the same criticism I gave to Strange Magic to West Side Story? Their song doesn't have enough specifics about who they are as characters or their relationship together.
Talita Gringo Salon.
Second smartest
You gotta
character in
make
this
quick
movie
work
so
of the
far.
Jets.
Good morning.
Don't interrupt, this is good. This is good.
I'm right here.
Shh, ignore her, keep going, please.
I'm a grown-up now, Bernardo. I can dance with anyone I like.
As long as he's Puerto Riqueño.
Alright, I take back what I said before. I'm glad I don't match this guy because he's racist too. I'm glad I matched Tony because he's not racist. So blue shirt was a good idea after all.
I don't want you to marry a gringo.
Marry him? I danced with him, Fernando. For a minute until you... You're crazy. I can't talk to you anymore.
You're talking like he's crazy for thinking there's such a big deal between you, but you literally just sang about him being the only thing you think about and running away with him the next day after meeting him. Like, you know he's dead on.
Pero Nueva York no te hace feliz.
English.
I think the reason she keeps saying speak English is because her character is a bit ahead of the curve and she wants people to just communicate their problems out. Yeah, she's definitely more intelligent than most of the characters here. I appreciate the patriotism, but do you really have to hold traffic for this? Everyone's just saying, we don't know who won the argument, but that was fun, wasn't it? I mean, she obviously won that argument because he didn't really have anything positive to say about Puerto Rico as much as he just complained about America. Well, she had good arguments for America being good and Puerto Rico being harder to live in. I don't think she convinced him though. Oh,
so happy to see you.
He's learning Spanish for her.
Find me a Puerto Rican girl.
Hi, Tony. You don't have enough trouble.
Kind of hypocritical of her since she's in an interracial marriage.
I want to be with you forever.
You don't want to start maybe with I'd like to take you out to coffee?
No.
No, she is talking sense.
Quiero estar contigo para siempre.
Quiero estar.
That'd be hilarious if she actually told him how to say, let's go grab a sandwich in Spanish.
Siempre. Forever.
Please tell me that actually means sandwich.
Hi, this is my girl and his friends. And your friend. También, Chris.
Oh, get your brother up.
Fernando's so angry.
Well, you're angry too, so.
So much more against him than Riff. He's angry because...
The whole world has been against Riff since he was born.
Do you think it's easier for us?
Well, I think you come from families, homes. You and Bernardo, you have hope. You think Riff has that?
Riff could have hope if he didn't try to take hope from people he doesn't know.
Riff didn't start this. It was Bernardo. He came after me.
This conversation would be great if they were like not being angry at each other, just explaining the other side's problems.
Sit yourself someplace and don't move a muscle till I get back. Don't even sweat. You hear me?
What did you think was going to happen? You left them alone in the police station. I feel as though you don't have enough cops there.
First time I saw this place, I was on a prison bus. There was a rumble, and I busted up this kid. He only didn't die because of luck. One more punch and he probably would have died. Would have murdered this messed up kid who wasn't no different from me. I think about killing him, and it's like I'm always just about to fall off the edge of the world's tallest building. I stopped falling the second I saw you.
He gets points for being honest about his past.
I shouldn't have asked you to stop the fighting. I don't want you to go anywhere near the fighting.
Quiero estar contigo para siempre.
Please tell me he just asked you to go get a sandwich. What does it mean? Please tell him he got pranked.
I, Tony,
Are you getting married
and Tony.
without someone there to make it official?
To love you and respect you.
Just because Shakespeare did it, that doesn't make it okay. They can't get married yet, they barely know each other. And it's worth pointing out that they got married within a couple minutes of him telling her he almost killed someone. Within 4 minutes. Does she really not want a little more time to make sure this is going to be stable?
Wow! Gee willikers, Batman. Since when you carry a rod?
Well, I don't got magic powers like you, Superman, so I got this.
Why does he have better chemistry with him than he has with Maria?
15 years in Africa. Call it off. Tell Bernardo. Cops found out about the rumble. Tell him the ranger. Hey, why should we call it off? We got a gun. Shut up, how you stay out of this.
You know we wouldn't even need a gun if he was with us, but you ain't, so oh my god, I paid for it.
Pay for it? Oopsie daisy. Tony!
I have to give it to him that he's putting in a lot of efforts. Tony definitely gets points for trying to stop a war for Maria. I do like how Tony is going through all this trouble to try and fix things I wish that Maria had some sort of equivalent to this, because it seems like he's putting in all the work. Okay, trying to steal the gun didn't work. Do you have a backup plan? Nope. I've been saying just because Shakespeare did it, that doesn't make it okay, but I should add, just because the stage play did it, that doesn't make it okay. And just because the older film did it, that doesn't make it okay. It took us 3 adaptations to get here, and they still had these gaps in the relationship between Tony and Maria. I keep finding that what I like about Tony's love for Maria is stuff that he does when Maria's not there, like him trying to learn Spanish and him trying to steal a gun. But when he's around Maria, they're just going through these leaps that they haven't earned. You've still got a whole hour left. Feels like we're wrapping up. Yeah, you can crawl under there, dude. Why you want to help him, I don't know, but okay.
We just got off on the wrong foot. I always know which one I'm on. You all know you can fight. So you just put the answer. I don't know you. And find it. I apologize. This is not about skin. This is about territory. What are you here to get yourself locked up? It's not someone exactly like you. I'm different. No. You don't gotta worry about me being with Maria.
Wait, does he mean he don't need to worry? When he says you don't need to worry about me being with Maria, does he mean that you don't need to worry about there being a possibility, or you don't need to worry about that being a problem that I'm with Maria? Because if the former is true, then he's lying.
And then you came to that dance, and you see my sister, and you think,
How about I get myself a brown girl?
if I can be with a solid girl like her, help somebody better than I was. Somebody I never been before. I love her, Bernardo.
Nicely done.
Oh God!
I didn't have it straight in my mind who dies in this film. As I was thinking that Tony was gonna die, but maybe not. I like him as a character, even though his relationship with Maria needs a little work. And not only is Maria not putting in as much effort as Tony, she's actually slacking off on her job. You know, Maria, maybe Riff and Bernardo would still be alive if you had been there to support the man you keep singing about.
Si entras, te mato.
I didn't mean for it.
You promised you would stop this. You promised you would stop this!
Yeah, he tried. What do you not have as much pull with Bernardo as he was supposed to have with Riff?
I'm going to the cops. I just had to see you first.
You let them take you from me. How do I forgive you for that?
Okay, I like how she still loves me if she's angry at him, like she understands that it's complicated. Are you two about to have sex? With all the craziness going on and the old lady singing, you're about to, okay, I guess. When you're in the mood, it can't wait, I guess.
I should go.
You know you're in the last place they think to look, right? Or do you still want to get caught? Did she just assume that he's the killer because he's white?
Pero qué esto?
I mean, she's correct, but still. Oh no, Nita, you lost it. She was one of the least racist people before, now. In case you're wondering, no, this is not even things out with Tony trying to stop the fight. She's only defending her decision because she got caught. Tony had to put himself out there. I wish she would say something like he was trying to stop the fight instead of just saying that she loves him over and over again.
Don't follow me.
You're doing so good. Don't try to lie about this when there's so many witnesses.
What is Chino's got a gun?
The news travels fast. He only got it just recently, didn't? Well, no, someone just saw him with it just recently.
I want to see your friend, Polly. He's here?
Let her go. No one wants you here.
I'm getting tired of how Maria lets everyone else fight her battles for her without helping.
Traitor!
Go back where you came from.
You think I want to stay here? In a city full of ugly little animals like you?
You tell her murderer. Maria is coming. Gino, he found out about them. He shot her. Maria is dead.
Liar.
You tell him that.
Nita has gone down the crap for since the beginning of the film. And she started out as like one of the morally best people, and she just got that beaten out of her.
You dishonor yourselves.
What do we do now? We're done.
Gino has a gun. Hey, Gino, shut Maria. He killed her. She's dead.
Honestly, dude, I think you can do better than Maria. I mean, assuming you can either not get arrested or live out a sentence and then get back out there. I mean, think about it. You're a hard-working guy. You fight your own battles. You're not afraid to stand up to people. You know, Maria just wasn't contributing.
No!
You deserve a girl who contributes, man. You have plenty of energy. You can just apply that energy to the correct woman and do great for yourself. This is all your fault, Maria.
How many bullets are left?
Yeah, there's only 4.
I kill now because I hate now. How many can I kill, Gino? And still have 1 bullet left for me?
You only fired twice, right? So she should be able to kill 3 of them and then herself. So did no one hear the gunshots and send the police? Okay, there you are. Wait, did you guys not see them? Okay, you saw them, but they just carried away a dead body right before you showed up. Did you just miss them? Is that it? Is this over? Oh, this is over. Okay, well. So that was West Side Story. Obviously, I had a few issues with certain people. Well, really, mostly Maria and kind of Tony, but I feel like this is sort of the opposite of Strange Magic. Because Strange Magic was a terrible movie, but they actually did an alright job with the relationship between Marianne and the Bog King. In West Side Story, I like most of the film. Whenever Maria and Tony are not in the same place at the same time, the film is great. I like the music, I like the choreography, I like most of the acting, I like most of the characters, I like the dialogue, but what are they doing? What? Tony and Maria make no sense. This is a remake of the adaptation of the reinterpretation of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and this final product still has the same problems that plagued Romeo and Juliet hundreds of years ago. They just don't have justification for these crazy things they do. They didn't meet each other until the 38-minute mark. I feel like they could have done a little bit more in that time to justify them kissing. Then they marry each other like in the 3rd scene that they're in together. They could have done more to, well, they marry each other. They kind of do their own pseudo marriage or whatever the heck that was. in that scene where they were talking to each other about Riff and what it's like to be Puerto Rican, they had the opportunity to bond over trying to find mutual understanding, but they kept yelling at each other, which is like, when you have so little time, when you're going to dedicate so little time to building this relationship, you can't waste your time on them being angry at each other. This is not a joke. I think that Romeo and Juliet did a better job of making me believe their love for each other. I'm comparing something from Romeo and Juliet to West Side Story, with Romeo and Juliet coming on top in this regard. I'm not saying Romeo and Juliet is a better movie. Obviously, I think overall West Side Story is a better movie than Romeo and Juliet, but I can just not get into the romance. And how many scenes were they in together? Like 5? 6 maybe? And Maria is pissing me off so much. She doesn't contribute to any of the efforts, and even though she expects so much from Tony, she blames him for, like, she doesn't help at all, and then she has a goal to be mad at him when he fails to do it alone. Tony went between 2 gangs and tried to talk things out. He took multiple punches for Maria. When Maria is talking with Ronaldo, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, it's just a dance, you don't need to worry about nothing, there's nothing going on here. I really just don't like Maria. So like, when you don't like the love interest, that taints everything that the protagonist is doing for that love interest. You're just making the protagonist seem irrational. Like, Tony does so many good things for Maria, and yet, if I liked Maria, I would have liked the things that Tony's doing for her more. He was ready to die when he thought that she was dead, and I was just sitting, you saw that, I was just sitting here the whole time thinking like, dude, you can just move on, you can find another role. I wish Maria had died at the end instead of Tony. Maria is the instigator of everything, and she never does anything to, like, she starts a fire and then she lets everyone else try to put it out. Like, she let Anita go to the Jets and get raped almost on her behalf instead of going there herself. She didn't lift a finger to help Tony ever. Like, what did Maria do for Tony this whole time? This whole time, she did nothing for him. Tony does everything for her. She does nothing for him. And I'm pretty sure that if Maria had gone with Tony to try and break up the feud together, then pretty much everyone would have lived, probably. Just so we're clear, I did like most of the film. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and blame Maria for everything.